Hello everyone, welcome back to The Sea Will Claim Everything. Last time we made our way to the most messed up, depressing society of all the three islands. I'm kind of glad that we did it in this order because it feels like it's storytelling progression, like worse and worse. We met possibly the wisest person in all the universe, Treebeard here, and I can't wait to talk to you again. But we're going to continue on and explore the rest of this town, and then we're going to go back to Underhome, because apparently there's a safe somewhere that I didn't open. And I thought that I went back and checked. Hold on a sec. Don't know if I remember to cut that gap out, but my heater was about to turn on and make the sound annoying. Anyway, I was sure that I went back and checked and clicked on all the safes, but apparently not, because you kept reminding me. So we're gonna go do that today. Also, April cannot get here fast enough. You guys better bet that on April 10th, okay, April 11th, because it's the day after, we're gonna start a Talos Principle Reawakened playthrough. I have been so excited to get back into that with the hindsight of having played both games and their DLCs. And also, the moment I realized the remake is going to have a level editor, I instantly had a story idea. And so I went into the level editor, played around. The problem is I don't have any ideas for levels. I only have ideas for story, because I'm a writer, not a game designer. And so I will be working on that, I think I might even start streaming those levels. If any of you guys are interested, get your input on constructing the levels for this extra map pack. Anyway, one thing I'm really disappointed about it is, at least in the demo version, they don't have custom audio tracks. Like, you can't upload your voice and have it speak as a voice in the game, which would be really convenient for my story if they had that. But I'll have to make do. If they don't add it, I'll have to make do with floating text and terminals, which I could do. You know, it's gonna happen either way. Anyway, we are back in this game. We've got some stuff to examine. We have a goat man, probably because of the horns, and we're gonna talk to people. Looks like he's got food. That's good. It's a Nimbus 1821. Is that a Harry Potter reference? These flowers remind you of blah, but they're not, because nobody can pronounce that. Bougainvilleas. Bougainvilleas. Stick your nose in those flowers if you want a bee to crawl into your brain. Other candles hold a candle to this candle. No one knows what that means. A lamp. Its name is Fotis. A lizard. A lizard. A lizard. A lizard on a wall. That feels like a reference. Alright, do I have any items? Let's see if I have the safe key still in here. Oh, there it is. Find the safe and use the key to open it. It's fairly simple. I guess I haven't opened it. Fresh water from Vregmany Spring. I wanted to examine your fork. Nom nom nom. What do you have to say about Athania? The Kachikash family has always lived in Athania. My parents are Athania people, and their grandparents before them. Sometimes people tell me, why don't you go away? If making a living is so hard in Athania, why did you move to Wateropolis? Oh, I like it here. This is my home. My parents worked their whole life so I could have a little house to live in and a garden to plant my vegetables in. This is our land. Why should I give it all up and end these decades of work just because Lord Horizon tells me to? Man, I feel that. I grew up in an economically degrading countryside place, in a family home, basically. More or less. It's more complicated than that. Lived around extended family, and a lot of them are still there. It's, you know, that that's the place where they spent their time and made their lives. And so even though the opportunities might be better in the city or in another state, they just decided to stay there because that's their home. Total respect. Tell me about yourself.
I'm Costas. I don't really have much to say about myself. I'm just a regular working goat trying to make a living.
Are you lazy?
I work all morning, I work all afternoon, but when I take a break at midday to eat something, Mayor Cranion comes and tells me I'm lazy. What does he do except sit around and talk?
Well, he's doing deals with Imperial forces, which is an important job, but maybe somebody else should do it. You got food?
You gotta grow vegetables yourself these days. It's all gotten so expensive. Why did the mayor think it was a good idea to import vegetables from the mainland when we can grow them right here perfectly well? I'll never understand it.
Oracle.
I don't understand things like that. I just can't understand the world that's I just understand the world that's before me. Work, home, food, people. I can't make my decisions because of some profit. Maybe the mayor knows something I don't. I guess he is mayor for a reason after all.
And this down-to-earth guy. He may not think deep, but he's got what he does think about figured out. This is where Costas lives. The door smells goaty. Aphonia Library. A flower that's currently writing its thesis on the biology of social insects. A group of bees are having a planning session in these flowers, discussing important questions like into whose food they will fly today. I love this fluff text. Okay, I just thought of another thing. This fluff text with the flowers and the mushrooms and it's jokes, of course, but it also suggests that outside of the concerns of the human-like people, they're not humans, obviously, but the people who we talk to and the governments that we think, there's all these other realms of life. Like there's the flowers world. They don't care about Lord Urizen. They don't care about Timber Tyrant. They're doing flower thing. And Bob the Spider. And the mushrooms. You know? There's all these different worlds going on. You know, in real life, there's an ant war. I learned from a Kershkashot video, you know, like most people who know about this. There's an ant war that's going, there's a front that runs along several states, I think. And it's like a certain species of ant warring against another species of ant for territory. And it's been going on for, I don't know how long, decades or something. And the people just go about their lives ignoring and not even noticing this huge ant war. And the ants go through their war, not noticing the people, running around and doing people stuff on top of them. And then all the other things, all the other species. Twin flowers. This flower may not be covered in bees, but it could be. A bird is sitting under this bush and reading the new book by Nikos Kazantzakis. Sounds nationally similar to Jonas Karatzis. These flowers are stupid. This mushroom is thinking about getting a book from the library. Something light and fungal. I think that's supposed to be a pun. I mean a pun. That was not intentional, I swear. That's supposed to be a pun, but I don't get it. Nothing about these potted trees up here? You guys do know that potted trees like this don't last long. You have to plant them in the ground so their roots can grow. Library! Look at all the books! We'll do something different and talk first. Shush. I am the librarian. I will defend this library and what it represents with my life. That is all. Library. The library has stood in Aphonia in one form or another since the city was founded. Our ancestors believed that without knowledge, no civilization can survive in the long term. Our current leadership does not share that sentiment, and recently tried to have the library shut down. The state of disorder you see around you is what happens when a half-man, half-horse, all buffoon tries to convince me to leave and surrender the books I am sworn to guard to the fire. he won't be trying again. You look like the owl from, what's it called? Avatar, The Last Airbender. The librarian. The books. Books are the most important invention in the history of the world. Books are the gates to other worlds, documents of the past. They are enlightenment caught in ink, memories set down on paper. They let us remember the past, understand the present, and create the future. It is by how it treats books that we may judge a civilization. Does it offer them freely so wisdom and knowledge may spread? Does it hide them away? Does it ignore them? Does it allow some but not others? Does it burn them? By the way, since I'm doing a kind of a whispering thing, can you guys tell me if it sounds awful, like the microphone is cutting out and stuff? Because I'm not sure how my filters will handle it. Mayor Cranion. Before the elections, Mayor Cranion actually promised he would bring an end to austerity. He accused his predecessor, Mayor Necrocephaly, of corruption and fraud. He said he would negotiate with Lord Urizen and bring about a new era of justice and equality. But then, just after the elections, he said he had consulted the Oracle, and much as it pained him, austerity had to continue. There was no alternative. Hell? Mayor Cranion claims that his catastrophic policies are based on the advice of the Oracle. I have my doubts about that. I'd like you to find out whether he's telling the truth. The Isle of the Oracle, the ancient texts say, is very hard to reach, since no one can sail there who has not first found it through the path of the Logos. To find the path of the Logos, they say, you must drink the potion of change, then stand between the pillars of an ancient gate, and walk into eternity. Oh, so the Sadaka entrance. I do not know precisely what that means, and the book that contained the information was accidentally lost by Mayor Cranion. Or perhaps you can convince him to tell you something about the potion. Oh, that's cool. We got a new island. Logos is a term from ancient Greek that describes logic and reason. And when I first heard of it was from the Bible, specifically. Anyway, I'm not going into specifics, but it's like in the beginning was the word, and the Greek translation is the logos. So it's like the logical, rational word. So it'll be interesting to see what the path of the logos is in this game. Caliste, also called the Isle of the Earth, was an island to the east of here. A few decades ago, it was destroyed by a volcanic explosion, which also resulted in massive waves that caused terrible devastation in all the coastal communities. It is another factor contributing to the current poverty of these islands. Alright, you've got a lot to talk about. Not surprising for a librarian. The world keeps getting bigger, guys. Keep finding new places to explore. I did not realize this game was going to be this big, but I'm here for it. It is awesome. More Karasis storytelling I can always do with. Damage. This is not what a library is supposed to look like. I'm very sorry, but that buffoon of a guard did a lot of damage before I could kick him out. People with no respect for books are frightening. Foreclosure? I wish I had better news. I wish I could say this law or that law would prevent the from losing his family home. And those laws do exist, but the bitter truth is that they mean nothing. Property is protected only when it is the property of the mighty. The law only applies when it is convenient. In fact, the agreements with Lord Urizen themselves contradict the fundamental principles of our laws, but as you can see, that amounts to very little. The law is in the hands of those who already own the most, and if they want Underhome, they will take it. Pretty pessimistic view, but I'm not going to contradict you. Isle of the Stars. There used to be a great library in the eastern part of Sadaka. My dear friend Marty the Manticore worked there. He was simply the best at tracking down rare, obscure books. He even managed to find a copy of the 17th Mushroom by the Ocular Cloud Terminus entity. The what? The Ocular Cloud Terminus entity? Is that Is that like a sci-fi reference? Terminus is a planet from Foundation. Ocular Cloud, that kind of reminds me of the Culture. We do know Jonas was a fan of the Culture series. Unfortunately, the library was closed by Mayor Zahak, and the new government has not chosen to reopen it. Poor Marty was heartbroken and decided to move to Wonderopolis. You know, at this rate, I wonder if we will end up going to Wonderopolis. Why, thank you. That was wonderful. We did not get something from you. We got new quests. All right. That's quite a lot. All right, guys, you know what time it is. We're in a library and there are books. Let's get reading. Wonderopolis University Guide to Impossible Flirks. An account of the expedition to find the mysterious mountain kingdom of the Yeti and my subsequent forays into farming. Okay, put all that into one book. The Purple Book of Terrible but Oddly Memorable Ankh-Morpork Restaurants. The Extraordinary Piratical Adventures of the Emerald Emu. Sunrise on Kuriana 6. Reflections on the End of the Third Age. It sounds like a sci-fi reference. Quantum Harlots, being an investigation into the conduct of salacious subatomic nymphs by Evil Rhoda of Alnion. The sentences do not string together. Apparently there are prostitutes that are smaller than atoms. And this is a study of them. The Cromyonian sow and its offspring. 200 notable myths, facts, and recipes. What is this pile? Austerity, ecology, and the collapse porn addicts. Collapse porn. With like food porn. Is this a comment on doomer culture? How to avoid the stupid flu. NOLO. This is a title. One-Year Ontology, the Collingwood Foucault Correspondence, edited by Joshua D. Nelson. This particular copy has a number of surprisingly rude annotations in the margins, courtesy of Hegel. Judging from his handwriting, he was probably a little drunk. Okay, that sounds like this book has seen a lot of history. The Big Book of Zen Tea, containing all popular flavors. Darjeeling, Jasmine, Earl Grey, Buddha Nature, by Steve, by the people. By a vast floating cloud of ionized particles called Alfonso von Suppengren? It's actually a poetry collection. What is going on with the books in this place? Strungeland Tales. Capital, a subterranean guide. This is probably a pun. The title is probably also a pun. Tales of the Lost City 2. From Alfheim to Zusenstand, The Strange Journeys of a Dreamer. Alfheim, that's Norse mythology. I know from God of War. Dining on Mount Penglai, a Book of Mysteries. Composing music from mushrooms. There we go, one that makes sense. Ludus the complete rule set, 22 variants, including Zeppelin Zealots. And then I know that this is my American brain being like, that's not a letter. I Know a Guy, How to Choose a Shipwright. The publisher has added a warning. Caution, this book contains completely unjustified Category 8 puns. We have been forced to print them as our editors do not know how to disarm them. Okay, there's probably references there I don't get. I know Noah and shipwright is a reference to the Bible. Even the Ocean, an adventure story. This was made before the video game Even the Ocean, I think. This game is alive. The essentials of biogenic game design. That sounds interesting. The wellspring of unlife. A play on the wellspring of life, which I don't know what that means, but it's a play on it. 19 new novellas in the secret language of cats. Dentists and their secret plan for world domination exposed. The art of passing off present pretension as knowledge. The physics of semi-magical hot air balloons and dirigibles. Phagocytic philanderers being an investigation into the comportment of the obscene devourers. Wonderopolis University Press collection of antique pulps. Thus Spake the Golem. Interviews, letters, and essays by clay people. That Wacko Thacko by the RPG Chick. Book 2 of the infamous Adventurer's Guides to Imaginary Statistics, illustrated by George the Infinite Horse Snake. A very cloning mishap. That sounds like it's a joke I don't get. Diary of an Invisible April. What's this tiny one at the bottom of the stack? No, I don't get the tiny one, the one you can barely see at the bottom of the stack. Okay, go to the next one. A general history of the robberies and murders of the most notorious pirates. Against the Bomb. A Dreamer's Tales. Consider Phlebas. That is the first book of the Culture series. And you don't have, it's also probably the worst in my opinion, and you don't have to read them in order. There's all standalones. London Pleasures by Gordon Comstock. Sadaka, City of the Poets. Ravenlock Smith, that's one we've seen before. The Mystery of the Tree of Words. A Vindication of the Rights of Women with Strictures on Moral and Political Subjects by Mary Wollstonecraft. It is also a real book. The Way of All Flesh. Collected Cannibals Edition. We got some questionable books here, dude. The Field Critic's Guide to Eschatology, which is a word I've heard before but don't know what it means. An Investigation of the Nature and Capabilities of Chameleon Mushrooms by Mario Londonio. No wait, it's a chameleon mushroom disguised as that book. Yes. Impossible Stories Infrequently Told by Cats. The Art of Singing Nomian Chants. Yes. Insights on Tango Dancing in an Interplanetary Environment. And I would get bored writing all these book titles. Have to see if Jonas came up with all of them, or if Vera came up with half of them, or if they outsourced the name titles. I wrote this book about horn playing, and my publisher says I can call it anything as long as it doesn't involve a pun involving horn-derived adjectives. Mollusks, The Unexpected History. Wonders Beyond Count, A Layman's Guide to the Mysteries of the Solar Realms. The Mystery of a Thousand Tiny Turtles. The Mystery of the Thousand Tiny Turtles Dream. I didn't know if this and this were two separate books. Turns out they are. Are these two separate books? Nope. Nobody expects the sudden occurrence of meaning in a bleak and purposeless universe. A love story likely to annoy nihilists. Ahab, or The Man, by Moby Dick, with an introduction on teaching whales how to write. The Disco King. This is the infamous printed synths edition, published in very limited numbers by the Wonderopolis University Department of Experimental Disco. The Terrifying Handbook of Oranges. A treatise upon the use of lettuce in the making of sandwiches. Famous People I Have Licked, and it's a huge thick book. Ew. A Political History of Tuatha De Danann. Great Escapes by Joe and Christine Lyons. The Exotic Habits of the Urbanized Fungus of Southern Belzund by that person. And edited by another person I can't read. The New Book of Denis by Atris. Hey, a missed reference! The Path of the Paladin. The Great Book of Sitting. Oh, that's a good one to put on top. Between Me and the Universe. The horrifying true tale of the cat that drank tea one late afternoon in Cordoba. 6 Nights in Wonderopolis. The Worm of Midnight by Edgar Allan Poe. Still Waiting for Sun-Ra's Ship. Exploring the Glitched Realms. Misha Bears the Blame, The Sticky Story of Burn Honey Robbery. The Secret Fate of Lost Keys. Ha 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 ha. It's gnomes, guys. It's the gnomes. Wonderopolis University Compendium of Hydraulic Puns. I don't get it. Hydraulic? On the Receiving of Daily Transmissions of Inquiry. The official biography of the King of Elfland, as told to Sergio Cornoga. Illustrated Guides to the Fungal Poets of Billion Toad City. That is not a letter! Okay, yes it is. I'm American. Nice to meet you. A Beginner's Guide to Anagram Anti-Jokes. It's not about the length of your spoons, but about knowing how to use them. The Role of Tardium in Ending the Exploitation of Napali. Spawn of Democracy. Notes on the overthrow of the Batrarchy of Billion Toad City. The bats are in charge. Giganticus Bean Trinket and the Enemies of the Enlightenment. Jazz version. Lizard Wizard and a Blizzard Gizzard by Nicholas Vladimir Obelshuk. That sounds like it would be a children's book. Murdering Economics. A Guide to the Foulest of Dungeons in the Realm of Academia. The Myths of Merp and Other Legends of the Cat People. The Secret Fate. Oh, I already read these. Cool. Now let's start at the top. Make our way down. Billion Toad City, A History by Ravenlock Smith. I wonder if we're gonna meet Ravenlock Smith. I stepped on the Frankfurt School and it made a squishy sound. Haven't we seen this book before? Cratylus. I mean, it makes sense. There's multiple copies of books. It's not like there's only one in the world. Plato. Cratylus by Plato. Plato by Cratylus. Oh. I mean, that's how you get famous, right? You each write a famous best-selling book about the other person. An Inquiry into the Nature and Causes of the Wealth of Nations by Adam Smith. I think The Mysterious-Druid also had that book. It's an insightful book. Our Personal Space. Many-Faced Democracy. Tentative Restoration of the Lost Books of Elephantis. 20 Inches of Monkey. Cthulhu is nice once you get to know him. We've seen that one before. The Hilarious Tragedy of Lagonia by Murch the Necromancer. Mapping the Lands of Dream. I think we've seen that one before. Journey to Wonderopolis by Jules Verne. I think we've seen this one before too. I made a note about who Jules Verne is. Or maybe not. Journey to the Center of the Earth by Jules Verne. So Wonderopolis is where all roads lead in this world. A discourse upon altering gender incongruity in humans, saurians, dwarves, and the holy tree people of the Nirvanic Peninsula. The Brain Drain, Considering the Future of Zombie Academia by to Axion Esti. Wonderopolis University Guide to Znoot. The Canon of Medicine. Chronicle of Exile. That sounds like it could be a real book, but I've never heard of it. Wonderopolis University Guide to Wonderopolis University. Exile and Return. Is that the same? Yeah. I wonder if these are actual books in a series. The Black Corsair's Other Daughter. Imperialism, the highest stage of capitalism. The Fnarbles of Interagrom by a Fnarble. In Defense of October by Leon Trotsky. The Shivering Bestiary. I Sailed with Japanese Pirates. Wonderopolis University Guide to the Fortunate Isles. 50 Perspectives, Wonderopolis Considered. The Collected Poems of Nikos Kavadis. Everything is different, but nothing is alone. The Uses of Magic and Healing. The Material Causes of the Third War of Magic by Ravenlock Smith. Have I gone through here at all yet? I don't think so. I'll go down here first. The Wellsprings of Life by Isaac Asimov. On the use of bananas in alchemical compounds. The 13 Blesses of Shegaroth. The Endocrinic Properties of Resublimated Theotimline. Book of Sand. The Mighty Oko. Brundisi. Haven't heard of that one. The Pact of Links and its effect on transdimensional web dynamics. Joram Duga's partial list of Joram Duga books. The Marvelous Adventures of Captain Starbeard. Wonderopolis University Guide to Billion-Toed City. The Hierarch and the Primate, a History of Ape Theology. I think that might be a real book too. As strange as it seems, I think I might be, maybe not. The Velvet Book of something. The Suffering God, Selected Letters to Galatia and to Another Place by that name. Trolls Never Sleep, a novel. An examination of video game adaptations of the work of Herbert Quain. Myths of the Fortunate Isles. A Complete Guide to Finishing What You Star by Adurndon, which is probably a pun. The Rise of Lord Urizen by Ravenlock Smith. When we read that, it sounds important. No, up here. A Rhyming Guide to Purchasing the Products of the Autonomous Craftsmen of the Infernal Dominions. Voluntary Parenthood. I think we've seen this book before. I also think it's a real book. At the Palaces of Gnosis. The Early Days of the Kingdom of the Enigmatic Snakes, Ravenlock Smith. Ravenlock Smith is the historian of this world. We've got to meet them, right? Ancient Tales of the Dwemer, Part 8. The Little Book of Gloop. Something. A good one. Imploded and Impaled, the implausible important progeny of Hippocrates and other implied imps. Imperiled Imps by Issy the Imponderable. Wage Labor and Capital. Wonderopolis University Companion to the work of Stephen King. Alexandria Reborn. The Solution, 25 interviews with Lenin, Trotsky, and other revolutionaries on the 1953 uprising. There's a lot of swearing in this book. The History of a Land Called Ukbar. The Lighthouse at the End of the World. 1001 Good Reasons to Throw a Mouse at Someone. Is that a beard in your pocket? Are you literally a bear about to devour me? Powerful Antidotes. The Wonderopolis Compendium, Book 6. Jonas and Verena Karatzis. And you'd think after all these years I'd be able to read Roman numerals properly. I guess that's a problem since they stopped using them on clocks. I want a digital clock that tells the time in Roman numerals. No, I don't. That would be heck. The Name of the Cat. Darmok and Saussure at Tanagra. 10 Theses on Temerian Semiotics. By Alex. That is a Star Trek reference. Was it? But I thought the second name was different. Maybe not. Anyway, that was a good episode where they go to a planet where the language translator can't translate the language because they always speak in story titles. The alien species always speaks in story titles. Kyotr, hero of Mordavia. A Journey to the Center of the Earth. Is this a Game of Thrones reference? This is a real book. So when I was a kid, my mom bought like a whole bookshelf of kids' versions of classic novels, and I tried to look them up on the internet, but I couldn't find them. Where there were like a couple hundred pages, and every page had a black and white ink illustration on one side and text on the other. And I learned to read with those books. And Journey to the Center of the Earth was a really fun book. The Tyrannosaurus Prescription and 100 Other Science Essays. The Trumpet of Conscience by Martin Luther King Jr. Symposium by Plato. Arcana Restored. These 3 books have become squished and no longer have titles. Instead, they have initials. The first one is OM, the second one is RTDM, the third is AMX. Okay. I wonder if those are books that we know of, if we could decode this. Impossible variations of the game of making that exist anyway. Freedom or Death. The Last Temptation. Spaces of Capital toward a Critical Geography. Only the images without purpose are divine. More lecherous limericks. The Book of Gakar. From Frog to Man. The Talos Principle by Stratton of Staggera. Some delicious vanilla cream between 2 pieces of pink fluff bread. Stacked vertically by accident, held together by sugar. New poems from Wonderopolis. Creating the Tools of Alchemy. Guide to Silmarian Magical Locations. Hopeful Missives from a Peacenik Sauna Republic. So the question is this green a tiny book on top of this stack, or is it sandwiched between these 2 blue books? A further study of the Entdraths. Pneumatic Fnus. The Limits to Capital. Are Claims Turing Complete? Also Dogs. Wonderopolis University Guide to Gum, 3rd edition. Biography of a Person. History of the Gnomes, a Marxist perspective. The Political Ramifications of the Second Treaty of Borrington. By Mysterious-Druid. On the Transmogrification of Cat Hair. Wonderopolis Atlas of the Kingdom of the Enigmatic Snakes. Joram Douglas Atlas of Unexplored Lands. Das Kapital by Karl Marx. Which volume though? There's 3. 4 if this game is to be believed. Beyond the Rim, Medicines in the Lands of Dream. The Mountains of Burr in Poetry and Prose. The Barbarians Are Coming by Henry Trollweather. That's probably a spoof of a real book. The British Are Coming, meaning the Paul Revere American Revolution. Space Studs, being an investigation into the manners of the infamous spatial libertines by Evil Rhoda of Alnian. The Mandate of Heaven. Finding Love in Enroth. Now that's a pun. The Mandate of Heaven. That's a thing that I don't know what it is. The Book of Burst. Long, hard, and full of seamen. Tales of the naughty submarines by an indecent author. That is a reference to a joke. What are three aspects? What three qualities does a submarine have? It is long, hard, and full of seamen. A visual guide to the works of Franus Bucephalus. The Book of Brust. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. That's the one. That's the one. Wait, that's what one? No, I thought something earlier, but I didn't say it out loud, and I was referencing the thing that I thought. So yeah, that's another book by Jules Verne. Moses the Mosasaur's Marvelous Marine Merriment. I wonder if mosasaur is a type of marine creature. Maybe a dinosaur? Urban Sprawl in the Seven Kingdoms of Westeros. Myths, Facts, and Political Substructures. That's a Game of Thrones reference. Oh yeah, we see the green down here. That means that this is in fact a green book. For some reason, the bottoms of the books have different titles than the tops. Oh, but we can't read them. Defy All Kings, the collected essays of Prometheus. All of the Meanings of a Meow, a partial dictionary. The True and Complete History of the Trivia Attorneys of the Just Adventures, as related by the Spirit of Aya to the author. Panayotis Pantazes of the Pastoral Pamphleteers of Pan. Back to this one. A cat makes one sound, but it means many things. Believing in the Future. Letters to Philosophers newly arrived in Wonderopolis. That's not a book, it's wood. What about this? It's not a book either. The Magnetic Bestiary, a guide to the peculiar beings of the electric continent. The Book of the New Sun. Where do we go from here? Chaos or Community? By Martin Luther King Jr. The Theory of Moral Sentiments by Adam Smith. I didn't know Adam Smith wrote other books. I suppose he probably did. Makes sense. Rebel Cities, from the right to the city to the urban revolution. This does not look like a book to me, but whatever. Mortals, behold the eternal dread of Rule 34! Collected Zizek Bogost fanfiction, edited by Hexagon. Unspeakable Horrors Collection, Book 6. Let's leave that one there. Let's not touch it. Past the Layered Stones, author's preferred text. Electrically Charged Particle by Plato. Plato didn't know about electricity or particles. West of Sadness. Biochemistry and Human Metabolism. Time Sluts, being an investigation into the habits of the notorious Metachronic Vixens by Evil Rhoda of Alnion. Metachronic. I mean time traveling? It's like that other one. Oh, there's another book there that I just clicked on. Gardens of the Moon by Steven Erikson. I think that's a real book. Amazing Facts About Flamingos. Alright, in this little corner left. The Reckoning of the Years by Mary Brandybuck. Lord of the Rings reference. Cosmopolitanism and the Geographies of Freedom. Passion Plasma, being an investigation into the nature of the scandalous fourth state of matter. By Evil Rhoda of Alnion. This is your third book. The Life of Chemicals. How can I remember which one of these I've looked at? That's the same one as Sideways, I guess. Linux for Spiders. Das Kapital Volume 7. So I believe I heard that he only published Volume 1 while he was alive, and then Volume 2 and 3 were compiled by other people after his death. There's not enough material for 7 volumes. An enormous mutated trans-dimensional cucumber. I was wondering, that looked like weird for a book. Oh, almost there. This book is weird. Have we read these? Yes, we have. The Age of Reason by Thomas Paine. Rights of Man by Thomas Paine. Dr. Tron's Guide to World Mushrooms, Book 4. Thomas Paine. That was an American founding father, right? I should probably know that, having been educated here. Zungfnarg Umbrella by William Shakespeare. Oh, I don't know why that's so funny. We did it, guys! We read all of the books in the library. Only their titles, but we read them. All right, now it's time to go back. You have anything new to say? Probably not. Philosophy. How may I help you? Philosophy has little value if it becomes a game of words or an abstraction disconnected from reality. A philosopher who deals in illusions, who treats the world as a fantasy that can be altered merely by being described in different terms. Such a philosopher can quickly become a servant of tyranny. I'm afraid that this is what has happened to some of my colleagues on the mainland. They're so lost in the hall of mirrors they have constructed, they fail to understand that all they're seeing is themselves. Super wise. Stavros. One of the wisest philosophers of all time. Okay, have we been everywhere? I think we can. I think we have. It's time to sail back. We got new islands, but it's time to sail back to the Isle of the Moon, to the Underhome, and find that safe we have apparently not opened. I'm gonna click on anything that looks vaguely safe-like, because I swear I clicked on it so many times. Go all the way to the bottom. We can't even turn around down here. I wonder if this is gonna grow later in the game. Alright, you have anything new to say? You do! Hi, nice to see you again. I've been reading a lot of books recently. I'm quite good at it. As it turns out, I read the entire Winteropolis Compendium in one day. Now I'm reading Jorah Duga's vaguely phrased guide to prophetic hallucinations. But to be honest, I'm finding it kind of confusing, so I'm thinking of switching to a new William Morris novel. Ah, bookworm, my type of person. Bands. I just discovered a band called the Crash Test Dummies. They're amazing, so smart, but so bittersweet. And the lead singer has this incredible deep voice. Just wow! I've been listening to Toadback Hump, a ska band from Billy and Toad City. They're a lot less serious, but a lot of fun. Oh, and there's a guy called Lennon. Great songwriter. Apparently disappeared in Hyperborea a while ago, though. Hope he makes a comeback. Oh, John Lennon? Isn't that a Beatle? I should know the Beatles. I was raised in the United States after all. Is this a safe? Is this a safe? Go in there. These are not safes. Okay, up we go. You have anything new to say? Isle of the Sun.
You know what? I once met a bat from the Isle of the Sun on my home planet. He was called Nikos Nikteropoulos, and he was the frontman of an anarchist punk band called Yamishu Alexei, which I believe translates to something very rude. He was loud and boisterous on the stage, but very calm and friendly in person. I was younger and wilder then, of course, and it was a time when freedom was more valued than it is now.
On your home planet? You're not from this planet? Just seems to be Earth because it has Earth books. We've already been in there.
Yes.
I don't want to talk to Triangle. Highly literate mushroom. I can't take the communist diamond. Nothing else to find in here. What's up, Eddie? Foreclosure? Ah, I'm sure Sophia is right, but what the hell? Maybe I should turn into a killer AI after all, huh? At this point, an army of mechanical pepper shakers putting babies on spikes seems more logical and humane
than these laws we have to live with.
Is that a reference? Well, no, don't go after the babies though. Go after the Lord Urizen. Isle of the Sun.
Did you meet Medusa? She's amazing. Seriously, a living legend. I met her once, and I was so nervous that all my systems froze. Actually, come to think of it, I may have been petrified. Literally, which is great news. I thought I committed a terrible faux pas.
You have anything new to say? We haven't found Neve yet. Foreclosure.
I was afraid this would be the answer. It's been coming for a long time, but I was hoping I wouldn't have to get involved. I was hoping I could mind my own business, take care of Underhome, figure out the many things about it that I still don't understand. But it was foolish to think that if I ignored the world would ignore me. The sea connects everything, as a poet once said. If we wish to save Underhome, we must save the Isles. I'll have to think. Meanwhile, my friend, do what you can for the people of this unfortunate realm.
Yep. We can't ignore the world changing around us.
Did you enjoy Afthonia? I always find it incredibly relaxing. Something about the sea and the sun in just the right amounts. I once actually fell asleep in the harbor after a hearty meal in old Antigone's tavern. The seagull stole one of my portions and grew an extra pair of wings.
Alright. Let's try the next spot. Do you have anything new to say?
You're a aura, friend.
Oh, well, I haven't found the safe, so maybe I haven't opened it. There's no safe here, but there's more things we can add. Just this one. Okay, good. We don't have to do a million things this time around. Alright, fantastic feta and everything else. You created the smell of hamsters of doom. You created a spice so hot only the legendary Flaming Brian could eat it without dying. I did this one last time. You created the smell of dinosaurs. You created the smell of sand. Is this one gonna be the smell of water? You created mimetics. Better throw this pseudoscience crap in the trash. Might be catching. You created the smell of turtles. You created a minor flop. You created words. You created this. Wait, wrong one. You created a distinctly lemony aroma reminiscent of the fart of the citrus bear. You recreated the atmosphere of the planet Zikarf. Well done. I summoned you again. You created Florinus Zegaboid. You created the smell of Stagira's most logical arguments. It's very sharp. You see a vision of a hollowed-out duck in orbit around Ganymede. Not in the lands of dream, but in your own world. What could this mean? Was that the last one? Tell me if I missed any. You created an unambitious ghost. You created a partial frog. Let's hope is not alive for a few seconds. You created a substance so horrible it can't be described. Was that this one? You created tusked milk. Don't drink it, seriously. I don't remember if I missed one. Is it too horrible to describe? A potion of Gnurg. You created a fool. I don't remember if this was the potion of Gnurg. You created essence of Lacan. It's basically a turd on a stick. Oh, come on. Lacan was a famous psychoanalyst. You created the smell of evil doses. Created the smell of evil poses. You created a substance, so that's the wrong one. You created the smell of evil Moses. You created the smell of crimp. You created the smell of evil hoses. You created the smell of evil woses. We have to do all of them. You created the smell of evil noses. If you can't smell it, it's a bad sign. The liquid cheese. You created a substance that smells like a mushroom from Enroth. Any mushroom from Enroth, really. They all smell the same. Almost there, guys. You created a desire for chocolate. Wait, how do you create that? Isn't that ever present and always existing? You created a small amount of element 0. You don't need it, so you put it in a drawer. Hey, element 0, isn't that antimatter hydrogen? Like an electron and an anti-electron? Highly unstable. Which one did we just do? This one? Yeah. You create a pun, it blends right in. You create a liquid that contains all the properties of the work of Jean-Francois Lyotard. You flush it down the toilet as quickly as possible. Come on, stop shitting on philosophers. You created a spontaneous emission of kitten particles. They look cute for a few seconds, then start ignoring you in favor of chasing some moth particles. You create a lyrical swamp gas. Inhaling it produces a faint vision of dancing serpents. Alright, I think that is every combination. If I missed any, let me know and we'll get back to it. Nothing from this version of Eddie. Why are they not just all connected? Why do I have to go to a certain terminal to get the actual Eddie? You got a princess outfit on in this one? Can't go in there. No safe to be found. Is the safe up here? Well, I've looked everywhere and I don't see any safe. So, either I opened it or it doesn't exist. Okay. We're going back to, where do we want to go? We could probably check out a lot of places, talk to some more people. Let's hop into the ship and go to another one of these new islands. Gazira Island. Very deserty. You found a crab flower shell. Osiris used to clean his teeth using reeds like these. These reeds are descended from the reed fields of Aru, which are descended from the reed fields of Wanaropolis. I know from Talos Principle that Aru was an Egyptian afterlife, or a place, or maybe a transitory place. Anyway, there's a surprisingly large hermit crab hiding under this reed. It doesn't like company. There's literally nothing else here. Okay. Let's save and check out the new thing that we got. What is this for? It's for trading to somebody in our hometown. Okay. What did we just pick up? Some crab flower shells. The outer shell of a rare crab flower. It sheds these as it grows. Just put it in an alchemy machine. Alright guys, we're going back to the alchemy machine. It smells like minty crab. First you put it in the alchemy machine, then you make potions with it, then you drink those. The mouse thinks that fur is superior to exoskeletons. I would cut the word that here. The mouse thinks fur is superior to exoskeletons. Alright, neat. The least. Oh, this is pretty. Yeah, I do remember we want to go back and put the thing in the machine, but we'll do that later. You can see the various layers of the earth. A tiny flower is growing in the black sand of Caliste. Look at this pretty place. Path is dangerously close to the cliff, though. I'd be worried about getting eroded away. These two flowers moved here from Dagoth-Ur. Caliste was famous for its flowers once. The earth is very fertile here. Caliste's tree population has recovered relatively quickly. And here's the end of the road. The remains of an ancient building, perhaps a temple or a library, or even someone's home. With giant pillars like this? This building looks really... It's like there's 4 pillars placed strangely. Huh. It could be someone's home. These poppies are very close. You wonder whether one will burn the other when it dies. A group of drug merchants from Nisio once tried to make opium from pyrogenic poppies. It did not end well for them. This one's an item. These pyrogenic poppies are not on fire, so they're still alive. You pick the pyrogenic poppy! There we go, let's check it. We have so many items. Potion of Gnurg. Gotta refine it. The potion of Gnurg, obviously. It gnurgles. It smells faintly of Gnurg. Something weird happens. It'll probably wear off after a while. Hopefully that's not important. Because I'm not gonna find it again. Goth potion. What were we just a pyrogenic poppy? Careful, it's hot. You enjoy the smell of scorched nose? That is completely idiotic. The mouse runs away, its tail slightly on fire. The mouse is gone. Did it come back? It did. Cumbersome GUI enabled. We got so many items. Wait, why was that black and white? Heh. Alright, looks like we've thoroughly explored Caliste. Back to the Isle of the Moon we go! Back to the Gnurgle. Did I pass it? Oh, there it is. Okay. Pyrogenic poppy we do not put in here. We only have one more item left to find. So here we go. Let's go top to bottom, left to right. You created a creative ambiguity. It turns out not to be ambiguous. You created an Athenian crab cake. It's so awful you throw it away. The last one's gonna be easy because we start at the beginning. You created a sort of horrible pudding thing. You created another sort of horrible pudding thing. You created a potion, but it seems kind of flat. It's we have another flat potion. You created pixels. Created an oozy substance that makes you uncomfortable. You created a potion of invisibility. No wait, it's an invisible potion. And now you've lost it. Have we heard these before? Created a boring gas. You created the smell of Roland Deschen's boots, the smell of roses and sand. You created a solution of squeak. You created the distinct odor of a vernum, mushrooms, rocks, and weird crystals. Actually, come to think of it, this might just be the smell of Underhome. Is that the one I just did? You created a mixed metaphor. I feel like we've got these already. Smell of Serious Sam's armpits. There is secret weapon. Oink. Was this one Serious Sam? You created plasmic pants. No, you can't wear them. Some of these are original.
Silly human, why are you summoning me outside my timeline?
So there are some repetitions. Created Andrew. Created a substance that smells like burning hair. You created a Lumwellian Gorfin Collectroid. You created a limited attention span. You created Scatoparticle. It smells like the devil. You created a substance that has no sense of propriety. You created an infinite supply of hollow excuses. You created a weird potion. Wait. This time. You created a parallel dimension. Well, another one. You created the smell of anomaly XB67837446's favorite pullover. Is that a reference? You created toothpaste. It's like toothpaste, but for ETH. You created a tomato. Like a tomato, but not. You created a Canadian soup whistle. You created a llama snot. You created another llama snot. Yerg! You created a thing that now exists. Almost there. You created a gas that silently expresses the mystery of and joy of doghood. You created cheddar! Oh, we can give that to the mouse, I think. Was that this one? Yeah. We needed cheddar for something, didn't we? You created an aubergine. It's like an aubergine, but gruffer. So, do we have in our recipe book? We have flaming cheddar, regular cheddar, liquid cheese. Okay, yeah. Crab flour shell, tremendous toadstool. Alright, so we have that in case our mouse eats it. By the way, what do you... A piece of cheddar, it cheddars, it smells English. That's excellent. Okay, we can eat it too. Is it this one? Yeah. And what do you think, mouse? The mouse noms the cheddar. Not bad, it says. It's gone. Alright, let's finish that. Let's get that cheddar back. We need it. It's easy to lose it. It just vanishes into nothing for no reason. A weird potion. You created a post-structuralist substance. It tries to charge you for smelling its noxious fumes. Down the drain it goes. You created a substance that tastes of nebulae. You created a substance called Greg. It's nice. You created a sense of relief. Isn't that good for... Isn't that fitting? Oh, is that the safe? There's nothing else in there. I told you I opened it. I told you. I told you I opened the safe. Okay, we need cheddar and something else. I'm a little tired of recipes, so we're not going to try the cheddar with everything, especially since we'll probably lose it if we make something. We need liquid, we need regular cheddar, pyrogenic poppy. No surprise. Cheddar, pyrogenic poppy. Flaming cheddar! Yeah! Alright, flaming cheddar. You wave that around fast enough, you can almost write your name with it. It smells very good. This would be great on a sandwich. You eat the flaming cheese. Whoa, it's hot! Aw, shucks. Now we have to go make it again. What was it? Alright, we'll see what the mouse thinks of it. Actually, my hat, yeah, the cheddar's gone. Okay, scroll of recipes. Why did I do that? We already have our flaming cheddar. The mouse eats the cheese! It breathes fire! It runs around your inventory a few times. Good thing it didn't ruin anything. Alright, now let's get the flaming cheddar and not eat it. Yeah. Okay. Now it's time to look at our quest book, since we've gone everywhere we can. Time to look at the quest book and see who needs the flaming cheddar. Give Lou the flaming cheddar. Who's Lou? Someone in here, I think. Not you. Catnip Fishmonger. Isle of the Sun. Have you tried Antigone? It's a great fish tavern right in the harbor of Athonia. Great people, great food. I always make sure to go at least once when I'm on the Isle of the Sun. Isle of the Stars. All that sand! Like a huge... Oh, well, never mind. It's probably an innuendo, but I don't get it.
Well met, traveler. What you seek is a sword that has been imbued with magical or alchemical powers. I have such a thing, crafted centuries ago in the great fortress of Gilbagathol, but I am loath to part with it and will only exchange it for something of equal value. The shell that is called Mysimene, my Nemesine. Medusa told me of it, and how it may be found on the Isle of the Sun. Please, if you could find it, I would gladly give you the sword. I've been to the Isle of the Sun many times, before things became as they are now. There's much to treasure on that isle, songs and poems and books of lore, but most of all people. Yet whenever I was there, I missed the hills and forests of the Isle of the Moon.
Isle of the Stars.
My dear old friend Omar Arkbasher lives in Sadaka. When times were better, I used to visit him sometimes. The desert's no place for a dwarf, but let me tell you, the artificers of Sadaka are second to none. Even the great craftsmen of the Grey Mountains would not look down upon their work.
Alright. Are you also not the flaming cheddar person? What do you think of the Isle of the Sun? The Isle of the Sun is beautiful, simply beautiful. I prefer living on the Isle of the Moon, which is more suited to my temperament. Was she the one I gave the Scottish tinged accent? Which I don't actually know if it's Scottish. My temperament and complexion, but I have fond memories of wandering the shores near Athonia on a moonlit night, feeling the sand under my feet and listening to the murmur of the waves. Isle of the Stars. It is, no doubt, a place of great wisdom and great artistry, but last time I went there, I got a sunburn on my ears. What do you have to say? Hey there, how are you? Boy made some space for me in the inn storage room, so I have a place to sleep now. I'm very grateful to both of you. Isle of the Sun. Oh man, I really want to go there someday. It must be so beautiful with all the white houses and the sunshine and the olive trees and the beaches and... yeah. But I've barely explored the Isle of the Moon. Isle of the Stars? You know, back home I knew this lizard guy who thought there was a conspiracy and all the powerful people on the Isle of the Stars were humans in disguise. He believed they, sacrificed children and worshipped strange human gods and stuff. Pretty crazy if you ask me. I mean, he was a nice guy, heart in the right place, but he always wanted to make everything so complicated. Real estate? You know, it's weird. I was looking for a place to live, just something small so I'm not always in the way. But it turns out all the empty houses are owned by the mayor and a bunch of his friends. And they're doing some sort of, I don't know, thing with shares and derivatives and stuff I really don't get. Nobody can afford to live anywhere. What's with that? I know, right? Why can't we go back to the days when houses were just about people living places?
Oh, hi.
Here's your cheese.
Ah, yes, delicious and hot, very hot. Yum. I will get together all the mice and we shall sing om nom 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 and eat the cheese. And everyone will be happy, happier. A good meal for the difficult days. Here's your token, good luck.
Oh yeah, another token. I bet when we get all the tokens that we'll be able to unlock the end of the game. Isle of the Sun.
You went across the sea? Wow, so far, much water.
Isle of the Stars.
Don't like sand, coarse, rough, irritating, gets everywhere. Star Wars reference.
Yeah. Hello, Snake. Kingdom of the Enigmatic Snakes.
Yes, I went to university there at St. Serpens. A very strange country indeed, full of mysteries. Despite my time there, there's much I don't understand about it, but I would gladly return one day. There is so much more to see.
Oi, what's up, boy? Got any more rumors? I heard that the mutant priests of Gloop are going to release a concept album of Gloopy Enchants, inspired by the Book of Living Magic. I wonder how many rumors there are. Probably hundreds, right? Underhome? At first I thought it was just some ridiculous bureaucratic mess up, but now it looks like they're really trying to take Underhome away from its inhabitants. That's just not right. But what can we do about it? What could I do if they suddenly claimed I owed them my inn? It's a good question. Complain to the Senate? Complain to Lord Urizen? Is there a Senate? We don't even know. What? Isle of the Sun? Too much sun. Isle of the Stars? Too hot. Far too hot. Bye-bye. Alright, anything new to talk about with... Wait. Oh yeah. Empty stall. Maybe we can get someone to go there. Although I don't think any of these pictures have changed other than to pick up items. Well, maybe not. Anything new to say? Made any progress? We're making rapid progress at overturning the bureaucratic obstacles and corruption that previously plagued this island. Hundreds of new laws have been passed that will ensure that justice will finally prevail and entrepreneurs will no longer be oppressed. Thanks to our policies, a surplus is guaranteed. However, not enough progress has been made and radical cuts will be necessary if the island is to be saved from its disastrous economic situation. Yeah. For legal purposes, these statements are to be taken as an inspirational nature. Meaning they were generated by LLMs to get people to stop asking questions. You have anything new to say?
Da-da-chum. Ahoy, traveler.
Anything about Athonia?
Did you meet Kion and Katarina? Lovely people. I knew old Antigone herself, you know, back in the day. Her tavern was always my first stop after a long journey.
Mr. Crab?
Aye, he may appear to be an ordinary crab, and indeed speaks in the way of all crabs, but in truth, he is an erotic adventurer of the most deranged kind, come to the Fortunate Isles from another dimension, exiled for his psychopathic gardening sprees. Or so he claims. I'm not certain. He may simply be a crab. Isle of the Oracle. Ah, yes. It's called the Isle of the Cirrus or something. The Isle of the Oracle. I'm not sure why it has two names, but many ancient places do. Now I can assure you that it cannot be reached by ship, at least not by one who has never been there before. I've sailed all over the Fortunate Isles and never seen it. If you ask me, the gate is somewhere on the Isle of the Sun. Yeah, I think we know where that gate is. Yeah, the reason places have multiple names, one reason is because different people or different cultures go there independently. Alright, you have anything new? Frozen Nose. I don't know, what's that from? Have you heard of Frozen Nose? It's a tiny village far from here, high up in the mountains. The great blacksmith Tyrannus of the mountain peoples lives there, who makes swords for the noblest of heroes. Sometimes I drink about becoming his apprentice.
I know, I can't ever be a hero myself, but if I could help heroes fight against evil, that would make the world a better place too.
Oh yeah, you could be a sidekick. How about you? You have anything new to say? Ninsaki's beer recipe, Nikasi.
The ship ran aground. It may have done so on Yin's Island, which you may see from the top of my lighthouse.
Why don't you go up there and have a look? Hey, we get to go upstairs. Isle of the Sun?
You know, my great-grandmother was from the Isle of the Sun. She traveled all over the lands of Dream, but she always went back to Lithonia. She said it was a new city every time she returned, yet always somehow familiar.
I wonder if we could find her in Athonia's. Big octopus. Sadaka.
Have I told you about the peculiar encounter with a djinn I had in Sadaka long ago? We were drunk as only sailors can be, and we made a most terrible bet. We each wagered something without which we could scarcely imagine our lives. We did this because the matter upon which we were betting was so profound, all else would have been blasphemy. Alas, when we woke up the next morning, we could remember neither bet nor wagers. We were both certain an event of great significance had occurred, but we had not an inkling of what it might be.
Okay. Wait, how do you... If you didn't remember it, then how do you know to tell the tale? Let's go upstairs. We can't read this. It'd probably be boring. Nails! No? You note the island's location on the map.
Greetings, native. I come in peace.
Katsun Sayul. Sayul. Katsun Sayul.
I come from the beyond to explore your world. Do not fear me. I seek only knowledge and delicious plant matter.
Observation.
Your customs are as peculiar to me as your lack of limbs.
In particular, I wonder about why you keep to one shape throughout your lives, changing only upon death. Must be a little caterpillar guy. Ocean. This vast body of liquid H2O is surprisingly calming to behold, although my research indicates that atmospheric conditions could turn it into a severe threat. One of many oddities I will report to my people. So I wonder why, if you don't have oceans in the place you evolved, why do you see oceans as calming? You see Yin's Island in the distance. The telescope is pointed at a nearby beach where mermaids sometimes go to sunbathe. Pirates love mermaids. Even octopus pirates? Where shall we go next? We'll go to the new island we found. Yin's Island. I wonder if we get to go to these islands? If we get to go to this island? If we get to go up here? If we get to go see the serpent? If we get... The ship is in a different place! I guess it's been in a different place every time. I wonder if we get to go there. Yin's Island. This nail was bought in a sale and got caught in a sale. The ship must have been hit by a storm. Okay, good, it's not our ship. Now this ship is over here. The ship's anchor is still whole, unlike the ship. You found Ninkasi's beer recipe! Good thing she wrote it on a clay tablet. They're quite durable. It's a piece of crate. There should have been coins down here and we could click on it and say it's a piece of 8. Nothing in there. And then another one is a piece of freight. And then a piece of broken metal is a piece of grate. Come on, Jonas. You had the opportunity. Alright, we found... What did we just find? Beer recipe. I need to read that. It's not in here. Is it somebody else's? Ninkasi's recipe. You have trouble following the instructions. It appears to be in the form of a poem. We take this to Oi? No, we take it to the boar guy. It smells of sand, clay, and fish? You're supposed to drink the result, not the recipe. The mouse says it has a better beer recipe at home. Alright, back to the Isle of the Moon, to Shadowy Glen. What up? What is it, traveler?
This certainly is Ninkasi's recipe, only she would write it in the form of a poem to herself, and on a clay tablet no less. Always knew to appreciate herself, if you know what I mean, but she was worth it. She really was. A great woman, brilliant. Was brewing beer before most of us knew anything about it. Let's see what's in this recipe now. Backer, bread, honey, no, date juice, grapes? Or is it raisins? Strange. I suppose I'll have to experiment a bit. Let me get you that token. You've earned it. Isle of the Sun. I used to go there on holiday with my boy. Good times those were. Haven't had a real holiday in years.
Nice, thank you. I didn't black and white it, I know. Do I have a... Did I give you your quest, or do I still have it? Thoughtful lizard a cookie. Do I have a cookie still in here? Yes, okay. We have to find Thoughtful Lizard. Thoughtful Lizard is in Underhome? I think. You're Thoughtful Lizard? Here, have a cookie. Nom 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 nom. I got an achievement. You can see it because of the way I'm recording. Being a lizard, do I like cookies? Nom nom. I think I do. What is a lizard? Am I a lizard? Did I read this? I thought I couldn't talk to him until we gave a cookie. Okay. Did we cross off the lizard? Was there a reason for that? Oh well, I guess since I forgot all of this, we'll read it again. Does he know about us? What are we to him? Oh yeah, I do remember this. Are you looking in? Am I looking out? Thank you, now I have one answer. Will you talk to me now?
Hi, wee wee wee, yay! Wee, I crawl up walls. Lizard people, yay!
What does this remind me of? There's something that this reminds me.
I'm a CD player.
All right, who else can we talk to? Nothing in the cellar still. We've talked to everybody in here again, haven't we? The Subnanas. We can't talk to the Subnanas. We need a translator device. Let's look at our quests. In the Hills of Helios. Heal Underhome. Get the translator device from Neve. Okay. Gather the ingredients for the Soup of Recovery. Make a potion of jellification. Find all the tokens. Find the treasure. Get a Subnana fruit. So we need to find Neve, then get a translator, talk to the things, get a Subnana. Make special dog food. Okay, what can we do with recipes? Potion of jellification. Soup of recovery. Special dog food. Alright, that's already there. Save. Gotta save. Lucagen says never save in an active LP. I always save. Alright, I don't remember what we were looking for, but we need the scroll of recipes, dog food, something green, add fantastic feta, then mellow mushroom. Okay, mellow mushroom is what we haven't had. No, we have a potion of Gnurg, don't we? Add a Saurian sausage to a potion of Gnurg. Alright, let's head up to... down. Oh, I don't have the potion of Gnurg. Did I drink it? What does it say? Fantastic feta and something. Fantastic feta mellow mushroom. We have a mellow mushroom? Oh. Yes, we do. I was thinking marshmallow. Wait. What did it say to start with? And this is why this is why I don't cook. I can't remember things to save my life. Something green. Fantastic feta mellow mushroom. It's just called something green. A cookie? Wait, no! 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 If you combine them in the opposite order, you get something else. Ah! I thought we tested that. Oh. Okay, well, I won't go through everything again because I don't know which ones I went through, so we're gonna have to leave most of them unread. Potion of Nurg and Saurian sausage. You created dog food, and we're gonna have to go without most of the combinations in here. They're usually like not stuff, right? It says that did nothing, right? Alright, we made some dog food. We're not gonna eat it. What are you thinking? It smells of dog food. Ugh! That's just gross. The mouse looks at you with raised eyebrows. Yeah. No. Alright, so we made a dog food. Scroll. Potion of jellification. We might already have, though. Wait, what else do we need? Finger food. Glue. Trout jelly. I don't think we have trout jelly. Potion of agility. Do we use the potion of agility to get across the... I don't even remember. Make a potion of jellification. Alright. Let's read that again because I forgot everything. Potion of jellification. Wait. Oh, there it is. Prune juice. Impossible flirt. Repulsive squishly. There we go. Potion of glob. Alright. And then we have to refine it with something. It smells very globular. It globbles. Alright, I'm getting a little tired of all the fluff text, so we'll keep it mostly to descriptions from now on. And that one last thing we'll examine with everything. Here it is. Onion-based water extract. Potion of glob. There it is. A jellification potion. Now where do we need to take this? Bring catnip, the potion of jellification. Alright, is there anything else I need to make? Soup of recovery. So I'm guessing that I don't have the ingredients for that since it says gather ingredients. In the kitchen, salmon of wisdom. Okay, yeah, salmon of wisdom, bacterial. Okay, I need to just get those things. It tells me that I don't have them. Back to Port Darg we go. Hey, I've got you your jellification potion. You've done it. Oh, I have dreamed of this day. I'll get to work immediately. Yes. Swivel it around, add some more. The smell. Yes, I've created jellified trout, the ultimate delicacy. Here, have some. Thank you so much for supporting this culinary revolution. trout jelly. Great. I got an, an achievement. Alright. I assume I can't eat it? Wait, where is it? Is it? Did I? Where is it? Bacteriolytic barat, a spice mixed with healing properties. Put it in the soup of recovery. Okay. I can't even remember what we just got. It's a jellified trout or something. I guess we threw it away. I don't know. Flaming cheddar.
Oh, excellent news, my friend. Perhaps not everything that seems fated is entirely lost. I will make sure to write down this recipe on a great slab of stone so it's not forgotten.
Oh, that's nice. We get to follow up with the other characters of the side quest. That's something you usually don't get to do, or sometimes you don't get to do. The dog. We get to feed the dog. Here you go. Here's your food.
Thank you. I is happy now, puppy.
Can I have?
You needs hair. Puppy has lots of hair. Here, you takes.
Thank you. Got hair of dog. This is what it would look like black and white. All right. Does it still say gather? Yep. Still need to gather some ingredients. Okay, what else can we do? Anything else we can do real quick, or we're gonna have to start a new quest, kinda. Get a sword capable of cutting through magical spider webs. We need another dwarf, I guess. Go back to the petrified forest. Ah, that's why we need it. When we need a special sword. Well, let's hop back to the Underhome and have this nice little view. Save our game. And let's call it here for today. We made some good progress, did some side quests, and it looks like to go further, we're going to have to embark on a plot quest. So I think we'll save that for another time. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more of the Sea Will Claim Everything and the Talos Principle Reawakened when it comes out in April. I'll see you next time. Bye!